Summer used to mean days off, time to relax, and doing a whole lot of nothing. But the older I get, the more chaotic summer seems to feel. Running the kids from one place to another, covering extra shifts while other people are away on vacation, and just trying to get together with friends and family while it's nice out. So for the past few weeks, I've been starting my mornings here on my front porch with a cup of coffee. It's just been a nice little spot to sit down and relax before my day kicks in, and I gotta say, it's been really nice. But the more I sat out here, the more I started noticing just how rough this porch looked. The screen door is busted, the gate is sagging, the floors and the walls and all of the furniture are weathered. And most importantly, the chair that I sit in every morning was looking rough. So I decided it was time to redo the porch, but the only problem is I have $0 to spend. At first I was thinking a new field meant I needed all new stuff. But then I looked around and realized I have a ton of old stuff. I don't have to go buy new things. And once I let go of the idea that new equals better, I started seeing the potential in what I already had. So this video is a story of how I turned my front porch into my new favorite spot on my property for free. So step one was to take everything off this porch and start pressure washing. I was going to have to pressure wash the floor, the siding, and all of the furniture, so I just threw on some swim shorts and got to work. Luckily, pressure washing is extremely satisfying and pretty fun. I even pressure washed my shoes while I was still wearing them, and my daughter called me an idiot because it ripped the skin right off my legs. I think she's right. I am an idiot. I decided to try the pressure washer on this old chair. I was a little worried it was just going to destroy it or not be able to get the paint off, but it came out so clean and exactly what I wanted this chair to look like. Wish I had done this a long time ago. It looks awesome. And this chair was free from a friend of mine at work. Thanks, Jose. Alright, so now that I was soaked and everything was clean, it was time to take this gate off. Just a few simple Phillips head screws right there, took it off, and I could bring it into my workshop. But this was going to have to be on a new day because it was getting late and the kids were going to be home soon. So now that everything was dry, I could come out the next day and use this Olympic sealer to seal this floor and get everything water resistant once again. Alright, so with the floor all sealed, I moved on to sealing this rocking chair. And man, I'm so happy with the way this worked out. You can't even tell that I put any sealer on the chair once it all dried. And it's got this really raw look to it. It looks like very natural and I love it. The next day it even rained and all the water beat it up on it, so I know that the sealer's even working. Alright, it's time to remake this gate. I made the gate that was hanging there originally a while back. It was one of my first projects I ever did, and I did it wrong. So, to save you guys a future headache, let me show you what I did wrong and how to do it right. The angled piece of wood on this original gate is doing nothing to support the gate at all. That's why this gate was sagging and hitting the deck when I opened it. In order for this angled piece of wood to actually support your gate, you want it to start at the bottom where your hinges are and go up towards the top where your latch or whatever is. This will give the gate all the support it needs and stop it from eventually sagging and dragging on your porch floor like my past one did. Now I could have just flipped this whole gate over and that would have fixed it, but I decided since I was already working on it, I'd just make a new one. And the perfect thing to use for this is a pallet, of course. Like I said, I didn't have any money and I just happened to have some pallets laying around, so I figured this would work great. Took the pallet apart and started cutting it to size on my miter saw. I won't get too much into the details here. I just did 3 boards going horizontally with 2 vertically and 1 at that angle I was talking about. I layered everything up so it would be nice and strong. There's 2 layers of pallet wood boards on all of this and it helps just strengthen it and make sure that it's not eventually going to fall apart down the road. With some wood glue and some screws, I was able to get this built in about an hour. After that, I sanded it all and I could apply some stain. And once again, like I said, I didn't want to spend any money and I had a bunch of leftover cans of stain, so I just kind of mixed them all together and went for it. I knew I wanted this to be dark, so I wasn't too worried about it. there really wasn't enough stain left in any of the cans to get a full project done, so I figured, who cares, mix them all together and use them up. Now that the gate was all built, I could just bring it out and reattach it to the hinges that were already there from the last gate. And it swings open and closed 1,000 times better than the old one. Now it was time to fix this screen. I was gonna go buy new screen for it, but I decided to just try to stretch this one back out and get it back into where it needed to go. And I was shocked I was able to, because I've tried to do this in the past, and when you have a screen that's that close to the edge, sometimes it can be really hard to get it back in. But I was able to, and it came out great. Installing screens is really easy if you get one of those screen roller thingies. Just go into Home Depot and say, I need one of those screen roller thingies. They'll know what you're talking about. The gate was up, the screen was fixed, everything was power washed, and I decided I would paint the risers of the stairs white to just give it a nice, crisp, clean look. And that's when I remembered that we have an indoor-outdoor carpet that we haven't used in years out on the back porch. Like I said earlier, I was going to go buy all this stuff. I went out shopping and looking at indoor-outdoor carpets, and they were like $65. And I just happened to have one rolled up on our back porch. Look around, see what you got before you go buy new stuff. So I unrolled that, brought all my furniture back up onto the porch. I was really happy with the way it looked, but there was one more thing that this porch really needed: some plants. Now, plants are extremely expensive, but luckily for me, we have a bunch of plants in our house that can come outside during the summer months. So I went around in my house, grabbed some plants, and brought them out and put them on the porch. And then my mom was even kind enough to come over and give me some flowers in a pot. What a lady, huh? Thanks, Mom. All right, so there we go. It's exactly what I wanted. A nice clean spot to go sit in the morning. And once again, I got it all done with stuff I already had laying around. Just because we don't get summers off like we used to doesn't mean we can't just take a minute to slow down every once in a while. Even if it's just repairing and painting an old chair or sweeping off your porch, find a spot where you can sit and just take in that summer breeze, because before you know it, you're going to be shoveling out your car again. Anyway, like always, thank you guys so much for watching. Love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye, see you again, and have a good dream.
If an alien came down and asked you for a French kiss, would you do it? Also, why would they know what a French kiss is? Is there a France in space? Intriguing. I think that's it.